Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful day, but things in Los Angeles are looking incredibly stormy right now. We have some absolutely explosive daytime drama to unpack today, and honestly, the fashion world will never be the same after this. Grab your coffee and settle in, because we have a lot of ground to cover and things are getting wild. So let's just get right into it, because I have been staring at this screen for hours trying to make sense of this, and honestly, my brain is just fried, but I have to talk about this. The situation over at Forrester Creations is completely falling apart, and Katie Logan is out here playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. I mean, we all knew the tension between Electra Forrester and Melissa Dillon was going to boil over eventually. You cannot just put two women who are fighting over the same guy in the same office and expect them to just play nice and design jewelry. It just doesn't work that way. And the writers really pushed it to the absolute limit this week. Let's back up a little bit to look at how we got here. A few episodes ago, we saw Electra absolutely lose her mind when she found out that Dillon had spent the night cuddling on Will Spencer's couch. And honestly, I get it. I really get it. Electra was heartbroken because Will kept all those massive corporate secrets from her, and then he ended up violently punching her grandfather Eric in the face, so Electra dumped him. She walked away, but finding out that your best friend and assistant immediately swooped in to comfort your ex-boyfriend. That is a massive betrayal. But Electra's reaction at work was just wow. She took things way too far. Witnessing Electra constantly pressuring and bullying Dillon at Forrester Creations has been honestly hard to watch. She was just relentlessly pressing Dillon, pushing her down, pressuring her, making her life an absolute living nightmare at work. Electra was using her Forrester name and her authority to completely squash Dillon. Every single idea Dillon had for the jewelry line was rejected. Every task assigned to her was demeaning. Electra was basically treating Dillon like dirt on her shoe, all because she was threatened by Dillon's connection to Will. And maybe I'm being too harsh on Electra. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. She was hurt. Her heart was broken. But she brought all that personal baggage into the design office and used her power to punish her friend. She literally forbade Dillon from going anywhere near Will Spencer. She issued this harsh ultimatum, basically saying if you want to keep your job and your friendship, you stay away from my ex, which is so toxic. You guys, who actually believes this is going to end well? Nobody at all. So Dillon just sat there. She just sat there and took it. She took the yelling, the humiliation, the constant rejection of her creative ideas until Katie Logan walked in. And this is where the story gets so incredibly juicy. Katie Logan has been on an absolute tear lately. She already poached Hope Logan Spencer away from Forrester Creations to start the Hope by Logan line, which caused a massive corporate war. And now, Katie sees another opportunity. She sees Electra constantly pushing Dillon around, and Katie decides to make a bold move. A really, really bold move. Katie pulls Dillon aside and makes her an offer that is just too good to refuse. She invites Dillon to leave Forrester Creations and come work for her at Logan Creations. But she doesn't just offer her a lateral move. No, Katie offers Dillon the title of Creative Director of Jewelry at Logan Creations. Creative Director. Let that sink in for a second. Dillon goes from being Electra's bullied, overworked assistant to being the head of an entire jewelry division at a rival company. And Katie didn't stop there. Katie promises Dillon the absolute creative freedom that Electra never allowed her to have. Katie basically looked at Dillon and said, I see your talent, I see your worth, and I am going to let you shine without any Forrester holding you back. It was a master stroke by Katie. Honestly, I have to give her a round of applause. Katie knows exactly what she is doing. She is building a fashion empire by picking up all the incredibly talented people that the Forresters take for granted and mistreat. First Hope, and now Dylan. Katie is building a powerhouse team, and she is doing it by hitting Forrester Creations right where it hurts. And what did Dylan do? Dylan immediately agrees. She didn't even have to think about it. She said yes instantly, and you really can't blame her. It is a massive career boost. But let's be real, it wasn't just about the career. Dylan accepted the job to retaliate against Elektra. She wanted to get back at Elektra for the way she was treated, and specifically for Elektra forbidding her from getting near Will Spencer. Because think about it, Will is a Spencer. Katie is Will's mother. By accepting a top executive job at Logan Creations, Dylan is now working directly for Will's family. She is stepping right into the Spencer inner circle. Elektra tried to banish Dylan from Will's life, but Dylan just found the ultimate loophole. She is going to be working with Will's mom, backed by Will's dad, Bill Spencer, and surrounded by Will's family. It is the ultimate revenge. Dylan is basically looking at Elektra and saying, "You don't own me, and you definitely don't own Will Spencer." I mean, the psychology of this is just fascinating. Dylan is calculating. We saw her brag to Jessica at the bikini bar about sleeping on Will's couch. We know she wants Will. And now she has the power, the title, and the proximity to actually get him. She is no longer the pathetic assistant pining after her boss's ex. She is a creative director. She is a boss in her own right now. So then we get to the fallout, the moment Elektra finds out. This event leaves Elektra completely stunned. She is just paralyzed by shock and feels deeply betrayed by her best friend. Elektra really thought she had Dylan under her thumb? She thought that because she was a Forrester, Dylan would just bow down and take the abuse. She thought her ultimatum worked. But when Dylan drops the bomb that she is leaving, and not just leaving, but going to Logan Creations to be a creative director, Elektra's entire world shatters. She feels like Dylan stabbed her in the back, but honestly, what did she expect? You can't treat someone like garbage and then act surprised when they walk out the door. Elektra pushed Dylan into Katie's arms, but Elektra doesn't see it that way. In Elektra's mind, Dylan is a traitor. Dylan is a snake who stole her boyfriend and now is trying to steal her jewelry spotlight. The confrontation between them was just so raw and messy. Elektra screaming about loyalty, and Dylan just calmly packing her things, knowing she has a massive new office waiting for her across town. The friendship is dead. It is completely, irrevocably destroyed. There is no coming back from this. They are officially rivals now, both in business and in love. But the drama doesn't stop with just the younger generation. Oh no, the ripple effects of this are massive. Because when Steffy Forrester Finnegan finds out about this, she goes absolutely nuclear. Steffy is already hanging on by a thread. She has been dealing with Sheila Carter stalking her family and begging for forgiveness. She has been dealing with the massive PR nightmare of Hope leaving Forrester to launch her own line. She has been trying to do damage control for Eric's Haute Couture show, and now this. Now Katie Logan has poached the rising star of their jewelry division. Steffy Forrester considers this a direct declaration of war from Katie. In Steffy's eyes, this isn't just business anymore. This is a targeted, malicious attack on the Forrester family. Steffy sees Katie as a corporate predator who is actively trying to dismantle Forrester Creations piece by piece. First, she took Hope, which destroyed the hope for the future line. Now she takes Dylan, which throws the Forrester jewelry division into total chaos right when Elektra is already emotionally unstable. Steffy is furious. She is pacing the CEO office, screaming about how the Logans and the Spencers are trying to ruin them. She sees this as Katie crossing a line that can never be uncrossed. This move pushes the feud between the two families to a dramatic, irredeemable new height. There is no more playing nice. There are no more polite smiles at industry events. This is an all-out blood feud now. And I have to wonder, what is Ridge going to do? Ridge has already declared war on the Spencers. He already punched Bill in the face. When Ridge finds out that Katie has poached Dylan to compete directly with his niece Electra, he is going to lose whatever tiny bit of sanity he has left. Ridge is going to want to crush Logan Creations into the ground. But Katie and Bill are ready for it. Bill Spencer is probably sitting in his office right now, laughing his head off, drinking a scotch, and loving every single second of this. Bill loves a good war, and seeing the Forresters scramble and panic is his favorite form of entertainment. Plus, Bill and Katie have the hope for the future Diamond. They have hope. They have Dylan. They have the momentum. And then there is Will Spencer, poor, depressed, guilty Will. He is sitting at home, probably nursing a hangover, completely oblivious to the fact that his ex-girlfriend and his new hookup are now rival executives fighting a corporate war that was basically sparked by him. Will is caught right in the middle of this. His mom just hired the girl who is aggressively pursuing him, which is going to make Electra hate him even more. If Will ever thought he had a chance of winning Electra back, this just killed it. Electra will never forgive Will's family for doing this to her. And what about RJ Forrester? RJ is currently hooking up with Dylan at his beach house, but he also really wants Electra. Now Dylan is working for the enemy. Is RJ going to dump Dylan out of family loyalty? Or is he going to keep seeing her in secret, which would make Electra even more furious if she finds out? The tangled webs these writers are weaving right now are just incredible. I really think we are heading toward a massive fashion showdown. We are going to see Electra's Forrester jewelry line go head-to-head against Dylan's Logan jewelry line. And Dylan has something to prove. She is hungry. She is motivated by revenge. Electra has the Forrester resources, but she is distracted by her anger and her heartbreak. I honestly think Dylan might crush her in the sales numbers. Katie gave Dylan the creative freedom to do whatever she wants, and when a designer is unleashed like that, they usually produce their best work. But the emotional toll this is taking on everyone is just staggering. Brooke Logan is already shattered because Hope lied to her and left. Now Donna is getting fired by Eric. The whole family structure is collapsing. The Logan sisters are divided, the Forresters are paranoid and angry, and Katie is just standing at the top of her new empire, pulling the strings. I don't know how they are going to resolve this. I really don't. Sometimes on this show, people do terrible things to each other, and then a month later they are having Thanksgiving dinner together like nothing happened. But this feels different. This feels permanent. Steffy is not going to forgive this. Electra is not going to forgive this. The battle lines are drawn in permanent ink. I am so exhausted just thinking about all the ways this is going to explode next week. I mean, we still have to see the actual boardroom confrontations. We still have to see Steffy march over to Logan Creations and scream at Katie. We still have to see how Will reacts when Dylan walks into the Spencer building wearing a creative director badge. It is going to be absolute cinema, you guys. I'm going to wrap this up because I need to go process all of this and maybe take a nap before the next episode drops. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is Katie going too far by poaching Dylan? Was Electra asking for it by bullying her assistant? And who is going to win this jewelry war? I want to hear all your theories. Thanks for reading my messy, frantic thoughts today, and I will see you guys in the next update.